The Dare County Regional Airport, located on Roanoke Island, has been a Dare County staple for over 80 years, serving residents and visitors alike. Let's take a look at the past, present, and future of this small but mighty airport. The airport opened at the end of 1942 as Civil Air Patrol Base 16, with the U.S. Navy and the Civil Air Patrol using the facility as a base of operations to patrol and protect the U.S. coast from German U-boats during World War II.
The Navy originally planned to use the airport simply as a practice field. In fact, it was designated NAAS Manio, Naval Air Auxiliary Station Manio, which would just be for squadrons to come practice, perhaps short stays and so on. For several reasons, in 1943, the Navy started stationing squadrons here, so it became a very busy base. And by the end of the war, the Navy had 1,000 people stationed here. At the end of 1941, as World War II was starting to approach, the military realized that they did not have personnel or equipment to fly coastal patrols in the United States. So they very smartly formed the Civil Air Patrol, which was made up of civilian pilots who owned their own airplanes, but were designated loosely as a military organization. In July of 1942, the North Carolina wing of the Civil Air Patrol was activated, and they flew to Roanoke Island, not to this airport because it wasn't open yet, but they flew to Skyco Field, which Dave Driscoll had opened in 1938. They operated out of Skyco Field for the remainder of 1942, and right at the end of that year, this airport opened, and then the Civil Air Patrol migrated over to this airport. They wound up building their own hangar. There were no facilities here yet. The beginning of 1943, all the way through the summer, until the Navy came here and got established, the Civil Air Patrol flew coastal patrols right out of this airport. In the late 1930s, most communities in the United States realized they were going to need a community airport. At the same time, the military realized they would have a need for airports in the impending World War II. This all turned into a win-win situation as Dare County planned this airport, designed it, but then the military paid for its construction and utilized it during World War II. So immediately after the end of World War II, the Navy left. The airport was then turned back to Dare County, and Dave Driscoll became the first manager of Dare County Airport. What's really significant about this little museum is that most of the artifacts in here are all original and used at this airport during World War II. Items such as the flag that flew over the Civil Air Patrol base, the typewriter that was used in operations to type up the daily logs. We have those daily logs from the whole summer of when the Civil Air Patrol was here. They're on display. We have items in the Driscoll room, such as Dave's desk that Dave Driscoll used when he was here. We have the operations table that was used at this airport for many years. We have an end table that was in the officers' club during World War II. The history of this airport is quite amazing and a lot deeper than most people realize. Since World War II, there's been a lot of activity here. And if you visit this airport in the summer, it's just amazing how much you'll see.
The airport generates a significant economic impact for Dare County. In addition to facilitating more than 26,000 takeoffs and landings each year, the airport also supports the local economy in several other ways.
We have about 25,000 arrivals and departures a year. Locally, the county employs 8 of us out here. Then we have numerous indirect jobs, FedEx, UPS. We have North Carolina Forestry that's here on the field, EMS over across the field. And then it stems right on down into Wanchese. We have Bayless Boat Works, Spencer Yachts, and then we have down in Roadape kiteboarding. And there's a lot of employees down there that, so it kind of stems all the way down the beach. I'd say the biggest planes that we get out here fly in for one of two things. Either they're coming in to check on a boat or they're coming in to go kiteboarding. So the airport gets its revenue mainly from hangar rentals and fuel sales. Annually, we do about $200,000 to $250,000 worth of hangar rentals. Fuel sales last year, we pumped right around 250,000 gallons of fuel. That takes in most of our revenue out here at the airport. And we've got other things we do like rent cars. I think we brought in a little over $110,000 last year in car rentals. Local tax revenue would be somewhere in the $50,000 to $100,000 a year, depending on who bases their aircraft here at the airport.
The airport, tucked away on the north end of Roanoke Island, is a lesser-known attraction where visitors can watch planes land and take off, learn about Outer Banks aviation history, and attend unique family-friendly events such as the annual National Aviation Day.
In August 19th, we have National Aviation Day, Orville Wright's birthday. We like to get something out here just for kids and everybody, really. It's a neat day. We like to do air tours for a discounted price. State comes to set up a booth along with First Flight Society and a lot of local arts and crafts. And we just like to have just a day for people to get out here at the airport and have a good day.
The Dare County Regional Airport is constantly undergoing improvements each year. It has matured into an airport that is now towered during the busy summer months, has added pilot-activated runway lights, and has even more improvements slated for the future.
So 2024, this year, we've got a $2.5 million grant for new airfield lighting, LED lights. It should take about 3 months. And we'll have some new LED lights, new beacon, wind cone, and generator. And later in the year, we look forward to doing some tree clearing to give more safety and space to the landing aircraft on 3 of the 4 runways we've got. And in 2025, we just got a grant to build more hangars. More hangars means more tax revenue. That's a big deal here for the county is getting more hangars. So the airport has, every 3 years, a state employee comes in and he does what's called a 50-10 report. And he tells us what the state would like to see improved on. And they have a ratio they go by A through Z, and you have to do A first before you can do B. So when we get our funded money, it's pretty well lined up for us. You're getting X amount of dollars, but you've got to spend it on A before you can spend it on B. And it's always safety first.
With its significant economic impact, ever-advancing technology, and rich history, the Dare County Regional Airport truly is a gem for residents and visitors of Dare County.